0, 1. Let's get started.
Hey guys, hope you're doing awesome. We are a couple days away from our mountain goat hunt, and I am trying to get all my stuff packed up. We're gonna do a little rundown of some of the things I'm kind of getting laid out here. You can see I've got a whole host of things across the floor, over here, across the couch. And what we're trying to do is make sure that, number one, we're thinking about all the things that we need to have. We need to go through kind of what I consider to be our like to haves and our must haves, and try and dwindle down, making sure that we're thinking about all the stuff that's going to go on our pack, obviously, because it's going to go on our back. We want to make sure that we're getting all the things that are necessary. And so we're going to take you through a quick rundown of what this looks like, all the stuff that I bring, give you a couple insider tips and tricks of some stuff that I'm a huge fan of. So we're going to bring you down here. I'm actually going to crouch down. And what I want you to do is kind of check out what I've got laid out to start with here. I've got my big baggies. And what I'm going to do with these big baggies is kind of slowly take bit by bit, try to pack about a day's worth in each one of these. Over here on the left, I've got a little bit of our Starbucks coffee. We've used Black Rifle in the past. We've used a bunch of other different kinds. Like to have that, like to be able to have coffee, especially if we're sitting on the side of the hill and potentially doing a little glass and that type of thing. Over here, I've got some honey sticks. Really nice, good source to kind of get blood sugar levels back up, get a little bit of boost of energy in a super quick and very absorbable fashion. And then in these bags here, we've got extra batteries, which kind of fit maybe more in this line over here. This is our Clarity formula from Protect. If you haven't seen that, H3O10, give you 10% off at Protect. This stuff is awesome. This has all of our lion's mane mushrooms in it, our cordyceps, everything that's going to help improve our cognitive function, our brain function, our alertness. As we get fatigued, as we go up in altitude, that stuff works really good. I use it on a daily basis, but it's going to make a big difference when we're out on the mountain. Up here, these are our beetroot chews. If you've heard our or watched our other videos, I've talked about beetroot and the value of it. These are in a chewable form, which makes it really nice. They don't have messy powders and things like that. It's going to help with cardiac output. It's going to help us improve our oxygen carrying component in the blood. These guys are really great. I've been taking those for the last week or so to try and kind of bump that up a little bit. And then up here, this is our Protect. These are our hydration sticks. These come in solution, so this is not a powder. Again, better absorption, better bioavailability. It's going to hydrate you faster. It's got a little bit more sodium in it. We're going to be sweating a lot, so it's going to be absolutely helpful. And then you look at this guy here. This is our tart cherry juice. This comes in a concentrate, and so there's about 16 servings in this. This is really good for controlling inflammation at the end of the day, after all the hiking, all the miles, all the output, and it's going to help improve our sleep quality, which is really essential as we get into the night. But what I've done is got some of these little travelers here. I'm just going to pour a portion of that in here. So I should be able to get probably, 6 or so servings of that in there. And that's going to help at night kind of like reset the dial a little bit as we go from day one and so on. And then in here, we've got a little bit of our camera gear. I bring a whole bunch of auxiliary batteries so we can keep everything charged up, phones. In this bag is all of our stuff from Tactacam. So if you saw our video we put out the other day, we talked about using Tactacam as how we're going to try and film this hunt. So we're going to go with the Solo Extreme. We're going to go with the Spotter Cam. We're going to go with all the gear to help us try and capture this. So we can have one on the stabilizer, one on the spotter, have another one on the third person in our party, which is going to be Bubba, so that we can try and really do our best to capture this film, and then we can sync all that stuff up. We're going to show you a review on that later on. It's going to be really awesome. And then I also will carry a GoPro. This is a shoulder mount here, so I've got this on hand if we need it. Kind of always like to just have something extra. That will do 1080 or 4K, I believe, as well. So really nice to have that as well. Now, as we move over here to some of our food, I've got a whole host of things on the food side. Obviously, you see the Peak refills over here. I like those a little bit better. I try to just keep this to kind of maybe breakfast and dinner. During the day, I kind of graze on a lot of the rest of this stuff. So I've got some fig bars here. These are really nice. I like to have them along. I've got some beef jerky. I typically just try and find something that's on sale, to be honest with you. This is a grass-fed Crave jerky, which is really good. And then I've got some honey stingers here. These are their waffles. I really like those. Again, something super quick and simple. And then these are the gels. or the Energy Chews. So if I need a little boost in terms of kind of bumping up a little bit, I'll go to those. I usually put about 1 or 2 of those in my bag a day. And then some of our other sources here, mango slices. These are really nice to have, quick and easy. And again, nice boost. Bobo bars. If you haven't heard of these guys, absolutely love those. Kind of a quick and easy little snack. And then these guys here, again, another tip and trick from us, UCAN bars. This comes in a powder. You can obviously make these in more of a drink form, but they came out with a bar a couple years ago. And what that is going to do is it is going to regulate and kind of stabilize our blood sugar and our insulin levels for about a 4 to 6 hour period. It is absolutely awesome. That's something that I incorporate into typically like my morning as we get started and we're hiking in. That is a huge, huge help. If you haven't tried those, I highly recommend it. They are absolute game changers. And the science behind what they do with those is spot on. So as we move on, now we start getting into some of this stuff over here. Over here is kind of all of our gear. So I've got this New Door sleeping bag. This is something I bought last year. This is about 2 pounds. It's a 20-degree bag. Has a little bit wider foot box in it, and also comes with a hood on it, which is really nice. I spent a couple of cold nights in this last year. Worked really well. Inflatable pillow bag. I've got some scentless deodorant, and as well as some toothpaste, a little bit of face paint. Cup there for coffee. We've got our burner and our fuel and all that kind of stuff. We're going to bring some radios because obviously if we're kind of across the way from each other, just being able to communicate a little bit may be helpful. And then I've got some wipes, and then we get into some other stuff like this stuff. This is quick clot or bleed stop here. It's absolutely important that we're planning for all the things that could potentially happen. Obviously, we hope nothing ever happens. We hope no one gets hurt, but we've seen it, we've heard about it, and we always want to be ready. That will help immensely if we have anything go sideways and we need to try and get a cut or something stopped because of a knife slip or whatever. So really, really important that we carry that stuff. I also carry some zip stitch. I bring a tourniquet. These are things that, again, you need to be thinking about, you need to be planning for, and you should have in your pack within your first aid. Then we're trying these out this year. If you've never seen these, this is a toe sock. And I know a lot of people are probably gonna go like, what the heck are those? But a lot of our endurance athletes are using them now because it's gonna cut down on the amount of friction between our toes and hopefully slowly eliminate a little bit of hot spots and things like that. I'll still carry some Leukotape and some stuff like that, moleskin or whatever, but we're gonna test those out this year. That's a merino. So I'm super excited to see kind of how those perform with everything else. And then we get into some of our filtration and stuff. I bought a couple extras of these this year. This is 32 ounce bags that will fit onto the Sawyer filtration systems. And this year I made a change, and we are going to try this guy. So this is the hard side system here. If you haven't heard of hard side, check these guys out. This is a 48-inch Nalgene bottle. This attachment here will attach to any Yeti, Nalgene or whatever, and comes with the hose there, which makes it a lot easier for us to use some of our other stuff, like putting our Protect in there and those types of things. So I'm really excited to test that out this year. Get away from bladders. I got tired of dealing with those. Some of you guys probably can sympathize with that. And then a little bit of some other stuff. So in here I have our Puffy from our Palisade Puffy from Numa. You guys have heard me talk about Numa, how much I love those guys, how much they've been such a huge part of the gear that we've worn for about the last 5 years. And within that, I also have our rain gear. Super lightweight, breathable, very quiet, and it's just awesome. I mean, we had 3 or 4 days a couple years ago of some pretty gnarly weather, and that stuff holds up like a champ. So, and then my chest rig here. And then last but not least is just a little bit of our self-protection here. Obviously, we'll be up in some country where maybe we'll see some bears, maybe not. This is our ivory holster here. Absolutely love this. I've thrown out all my other Kydex holsters, and this guy has such an awesome tensioner in it. I can push this thing down with my thumb in one simple click. Notice he hooked us up with the custom H3O logo on there, which is super cool. And this will attach directly onto my 44 mag Microfaru pack. So just a little overview of a lot of stuff in here. We're gonna actually get the pack out next and kind of start organizing all this stuff, get into our baggies, get all that stuff loaded up, get my days kind of planned out, and start kind of narrowing this thing down. So hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully some of this stuff is helpful. Take a look at some of these products if you haven't used them before. They will help, and ask some of the guys that have been in our camp and they'll all tell you the same thing. It makes a huge difference as you move on from day 2 and 3 and however many days that you're gonna be out in the backcountry to improve your performance, to recover better, to sleep better. All of those things add up as we go through the course of a hunt. So like this video, guys. We appreciate you watching. We hope you'll subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for checking in, and we hope that we're going to be able to bring you an awesome film here soon of this mountain goat hunt, because it's going to be an absolutely epic adventure. See you guys next time, and good luck this season.